Maybe you have a smaller account, so you've been told, well, then you have to trade penny stocks. Maybe you just like big gains, so therefore, hey, I want to trade penny stocks. What we're going to talk about today is injecting some steroids into things. That way you can explore a whole nother part of the market that kind of makes normal penny stocks just boring. We're going to talk about penny stocks on steroids. By the way, this is just apple cider vinegar. I'm not like a steroidal junkie or anything. Anyways, let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to address before I get started with anything else is that I'm not trying to come across like this is some sort of make you a millionaire next week, make you a millionaire within the next year. Because if you're watching this, odds are you're trading penny stocks, or maybe you're thinking about trading penny stocks. And if you're trading penny stocks, you probably have a smaller type account. And taking a small account to millions of dollars in a short amount of time, that's just not going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, these do make very big moves. They are like penny stocks on steroids, but I just want to get that out of the way. By no means am I trying to make this come across like it's a millionaire strategy that's going to turn your small account into a massive account in short amount of time. The other thing I want to talk about is we are going to be talking about some very big gainers. You're going to see some percentages that are going to make you think, wow, really? And the crazy thing is if you talk to anybody that participates in the penny stock on steroid market, they're going to tell you, yeah, I mean, do moves like this happen all the time, multiple times a day? Nah, that's a little bit of a stretch. But do big moves happen on a relatively routine basis? Yes, absolutely. Again, don't take my word for it. Go and you can talk to other people that are participating in this market, and they'll tell you, yeah, big moves can definitely happen. But again, they don't happen all the time. So I don't want to come across like all you got to do is get in this market and you're going to experience these gains. Nothing is easy. Nothing comes by just throwing random darts. Sure, you can win here and there, but there is a lot of strategy. There is a lot of planning that goes into this market. And then thirdly, you may be thinking, okay, Clay, you sell a course on this whole topic, so that's why you're going to be bashing penny stocks. And that's not true, because I also offer a course on penny stocks. So it doesn't benefit me at all to kind of punch penny stocks and kick penny stocks when I offer a course on that. So me offering a course on this topic has nothing to do with the fact of why I'm kind of gonna bash penny stocks a little bit. And then finally, I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that when I say the word options, I don't want you to think, oh great, here we go. I've tried options before, way too complicated. I promise you options are not nearly as bad as some people make them out to be, especially if you do the random YouTube searches. I swear, some people out there, when they explain what an option is, they just want to make themselves sound like super smart, so they use all of this complicating language and it's not that hard. And I promise you, don't stop the video right now. Just, oh great, I've already tried options, and I couldn't figure it out. Just bear with me here. So with all that being said, kind of those disclaimers out of the way, what I want to look at are penny stocks on steroids. Yes, they're called options, but just to keep the video kind of in the theme of things, I'm going to refer to them as penny stocks on steroids. So what I want to do is look at some actual trades that happened. These trades have come from a couple of my personal ones, and then also members of our chat room that were nice enough to submit screenshots showing some of these trades. So let's just look at how exactly these penny stocks on steroids are perfect for people with smaller accounts. This first trade comes from a chat room member where they traded penny stocks on steroids regarding Tesla. They bought for $1.85, so that's the key number, and they sold for $16. So you just saw the screenshot. Yes, this person bought for $1.85 per share. Now, it's not really per share, but that's just more of the how options work, and I'm not going to get into that here, but just look at it as $1.85 per share they bought, and then they sold in one day for $16. That represents a gain of, what is that gain? 765%. Had to look at my cheat sheet down there. So yeah, 765%. Pretty insane. Now, the key thing here is how much money did you need to actually trade Tesla? Maybe you're thinking, wait a second, Tesla trades for hundreds of dollars per share. How can I can't afford that. The amount needed to participate in this trade was $185. So if you have $185 in your account, you could have participated in this move. And this is not like a range. This is not the range. This is the actual profit that the person captured. So pretty crazy. All you needed was $185 in your account, and you could have participated in just a crazy move like this. Like I'm saying, penny stocks on steroids. Let's take a look at another one. So this comes from, again, a member of the chat room. They traded BABA. They bought for 12 cents per share, so there you go, a penny stock, and then they sold in the same day for $1.45. So let's break down the math on this one. Maybe you've already, kind of looked at your calculator or whatever, but yeah, this move here, 1,109% in a single day. Penny stocks on steroids. And again, go ask people, say, hey, I saw this video and they're talking about these options, and he's calling them penny stocks on steroids because he's claiming that this one, stock went from 12 cents to $1.45. And they're saying, oh yeah, that happens. Again, does it happen every single day? Should you expect that result every single trade you take? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. I just want you to understand that there is an ulterior penny stock market out there. When you look at, all right, well, BABA, that's kind of a more expensive stock. For this one, how much money would you need in your account? You would have needed $12. If you don't have $12 in your trading account, you might want to just tap the brakes, save up a little bit more. Let's take a look at another one. This comes from a member who traded Netflix. They bought 17 cents per share. They sold for $3.07. So for this one, 1,706% move. How much to participate in the trade, how much to get involved in the trade? You would have needed $17 in your account. Just like the previous one. I mean, if you don't have $17, I think there may be bigger issues. But penny stocks on steroids, ask yourself, when's the last time you saw a penny stock go from 17 cents to 307, in the normal penny stock market? Has it happened? Yeah, it's probably happened maybe like once every couple of years. But this happens not every single day in the world of options, but it's by no means shocking to hear about these bigger type moves. Now, this one isn't in a trade, but I want to look at a chart. So this is actually charting a quote-unquote Apple penny stock on steroid. And you can see the range in a single day was 4 cents up to $4.38 in the same day. So again, nobody took this trade. I just want to talk about the actual range from low to high in a single day. As you just saw, the low on that chart, 4 cents, the high, $4.38. So what type of range was that? This is kind of weird to write, but this was 10,000. Got to look at my cheat sheet up there because, it's 850%. Now, again, and I know I keep beating this dead horse, but I know how people sometimes on the internet want to hear certain things. I'm not saying that every single trade and every single, penny stock on steroid is going to make these sorts of moves all the time. This is, yeah, a rare circumstance, but it still can happen. And it happened on Apple. Now, if you wanted to get involved in this, let's say you wanted to get involved right there, at the bottom, not implying that you would have made it all or, played it perfectly, but to get involved in something like this, at its minimum, you would have needed $4 at 4 cents. Now, at the peak right there, even there, if you wanted to get in at 438, you would have needed $438. And then, anything in between from $4 to $438, that would have been the range of the amount, in your account that you would need to participate. So hopefully you're seeing, wow, these are some crazy numbers. Now, this next trade comes from actually a blog article that is on my site, claytrader.com. So if you want all the nitty-gritty details, I'll put the link in the description box below, and you can check that out. But I bought SPY at 75 cents. Now, I actually sold it for a loss at 77 cents because I was a moron, but that's more so the kind of moral of the story in that blog article. So if you want to know all that stuff, again, you can check out that blog article. But I want to talk about the numbers of what actually happened after the trade. So I bought in at 75 cents, and then if I would have held onto it as a day trade, it went up as high as $1.96. If I would have held onto it as a swing trade, it actually went up and hit $2.54 the next day. So I'm not going to spend very much time on this at all, just because, like I said, it's all really broken down in that blog article. But had I, just held on and played it perfectly, so I'm not saying I would have played it perfectly, but the point here is just the ranges that these things move. This right here was a move of 155%. Maybe you're thinking right now, oh, that's kind of boring. I mean, remember, keep things in perspective. If you're saying that, wow, compared to these other moves, 155%, that's boring. Well, again, I think that's just proving my point. If I would have held it for a swing trade, it would have been a 230% move. So, penny stocks on steroids. Let's look at one more example. This next example is also a blog article that I've done. So again, I'll put the link below and you can look at this in detail if you so choose. But this is just an example of how the chat room works and an alert that was made in the chat room and then what followed. So as is explained in the article, we were looking at Netflix and it was originally alerted at $1.59 per share, and it eventually went up and hit $2.56 per share in that same day. All right, quickly want to backtrack. I forgot to get involved in this trade right here. If you had $77 in your account, you would have been able to participate in that trade. Now, what about the Amazon, the Netflix trade? So we had Netflix here, and it was alerted at $1.59, and it went up and hit as high as $2.56. So not saying anybody played it perfectly, but just saying that is the range that it moved within the same day. It was actually like within a few hours. So looking at the numbers here, that was a move of 60%. And I ended with this in a strategic fashion. If you're looking at that and saying, because I am right now, to be honest, man, that's kind of terrible. 60%, that's it? Think about what I'm saying. Think about what you may be thinking. 60%, I have a challenge. Go into your local bank. It could be Bank of America. It could be, a little community bank. Say, hey, listen, call up your financial advisor. I want to make 60% within the next 4 hours. Well, okay, that would assume you played it perfectly. So let's just say you only played it half perfect. So you got 30%. Go into your local bank. I want to make 30% on my money in the next 3 hours. I want to make 30% of my money in the next week. Heck, I want to make 30% of my money in the next year. They're going to look at you like, what? What are you talking about? So don't let all these numbers fool you. Even in this scenario, 30% in the same day, heck, even in the same week, let's say, that's just insane. That's penny stocks on steroids at its best. And it happens. I'll beat this dead horse one more time. Go talk to somebody that trades in the penny stock on steroid market. We're going to remember the options market and ask them, is 30%, is 60%, is that like super rare? They're going to be like, no, that's not rare at all. Now these numbers, yeah, by no means is that happening all the time, but these type moves, yeah, that's not uncommon at all. And then finally, how much would have been needed to, for this to get involved? You'd have needed $159 in your account. So if you had $159 in your account, you could have gotten involved in that Netflix trade. Now I opened up the video with a bunch of kind of disclaimers, and I want to just end the video with a little disclaimer. By no means am I saying that penny stocks are totally worthless and they shouldn't be touched. I just hope that I've now opened your eyes that there is another market out there available to you if you have a smaller account, if you're looking for some of those bigger gainers. It's not only penny stocks. You're not just stuck in that corner of the market because, well, there's no other choices for you. There is another choice. Penny stocks on steroids, or options as they're actually called. So hopefully I've at least opened your eyes to that. Now, if you want to take my options course, I'll put a link down below. If not, that's fine too. But like I said, my main goal here is to at least open your eyes, because I get messages all the time. Well, I have a smaller account, so I got to do penny stocks. So that's what I'm going to be doing is penny stocks. And I'm just like, all right, that's not true. There's another choice out there for smaller accounts. And looking at all these numbers, hopefully you can see that a smaller account would accommodate all of these trades. So no, you do not have to trade penny stocks and just options. I'll link another video. I've done a video where I compare penny stocks versus options. You can check that out too, where I compare them in 10 different areas. So if you're still kind of a little skeptical, then you can check out that video too, and hopefully that can help you out. So any questions, comments, leave those down below. As always, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if you like my style, if you like the way I explain things, then definitely check out that options course that I have to offer. And maybe that can open up your horizons in terms of how you can grow a smaller account.